so we can see both.
Sure.
Hey there, it's Carlo and Tristan this week from Immortal
Hey,
Collections.
what's going on, guys? It's been a while.
He's back. It's been a year. Um,
Yeah, something like that.
we're here today with a stream.
Just do that for
Okay, we'll do that for now. So
now.
last week I sculpted a little dragon. Didn't know what I was gonna do, and it ended up being a little baby dragon. Kind of cute. This is where we got after the stream. So the basic legs and wings. I added the wings after the stream. So those are still not quite finished, but they're about the same base as as the is the level of detail on the base dragon. I really like the cartoon look of it, and I might end up fleshing that out a little bit more. But I wanted to get into these scales, and
Yeah, you did a really good job and put a lot of time into those scales. I really gotta say.
yeah, it is mirrored right now, so like I feel how we always feel like that's cheating. So I'll probably at some point in time go in and just redo a lot of the stuff. Maybe not all of it, but I'll definitely the
I don't
bigger
think that's
spikes.
I don't think that's really that big of a deal with something so complex like that, because like you really can't even like I because it is patterned like that. Like in reality, I think something like that, I think would be easier to go more unnoticed,
Yeah.
or with like the bigger scales, you probably could go in at some point and just like change up some of them slightly, but like I don't even think I would want to change them up that much. Um, just because just of how much there is. Like I don't really know if the eye would pick up all of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mirrored heads out there, so it just depends on how far we get through the project. Once we print it, if we feel like it's necessary or not. Um, but like I said, this is where I got to over the last week. I liked the just as far as this dragon goes, and if anybody does show up, we're going to be talking Mythic Legion's dragon because it is the last 2 days to order the big old beast.
Oh
Um,
boy.
it got to the stretch goal currently of the 3,000 stretch goal for the main dragon, and then the additional sets, the wing and the fire set, they completely unlocked all their figures. So we're gonna get the full fire knight for the fire set, and the ashen zombie, which is the red death body, which is my favorite body out there, is like the next unlock. Well, that whole unlock is for the wing set, and currently they have the Beathir Sir Benegar character unlocked with the soft goods set unlocked now. That unlocked at I believe 25. So now they're looking for the next goal, next two goals in the next 2 days. So they added this Beathir's Fury figure at the end, and so we're trying to get to that stretch goal. So
Heck
hopefully
yeah.
they'll get there, but if it doesn't, I mean, I feel like we got not want to say enough stuff in the campaign, but it's pretty hefty. So
I imagine they'll probably get there. I mean,
yeah, I
community is
don't.
certainly dedicated enough.
Well, it's a lot of people always wait to last minutes and the last days, and I've seen
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kickstarters go up 20, 30,000 dollars in a day. Yeah, the skeleton unlocked as well for the Beathir. So we have two
Heck
figures
yeah.
come with the Beathir figure, the toasty or crispy skeleton as they were calling it. So,
Oh heck yeah.
anyways, that'll be the end of Dragon Month. But as to transition into something else, we're gonna go with what we teased in the Facebook and Instagram posts. So I'm gonna get this guy off the screen. Tristan, you can bring up just a sphere. I think that's how we usually start them.
Yeah, it's usually how it starts.
I feel like it's a little bit cheating if we start with a pre-made head, even though a lot of times I do start with pre-made heads for other sculpts. I just find it easier than to resculpt the ears, every single time.
Yeah, I I oftentimes find myself, using base meshes, or reusing other meshes when I can. But I think it's good to start from scratch every once in a while. And with these Saturday streams, I think it's just a good opportunity and incentive to just flex the creative muscles entirely, without any shortcuts.
Right. Well, this thing, every time we go live, something weird happens. Like, this is supposed to be mirroring right now. I have the mirrors turned on,
Yeah.
and I don't see what axis it's mirroring on at all.
Do
And
you have what's your what
well, you
is
can,
your symmetry axis?
that's doing it now. It's
Okay.
giving me. Can you see this? It's giving me all kinds of like weird deformation in it, though.
Yeah, you're using the cloth move brush, I think. At
The
least
what?
that's what it looks like. You're using the cloth move brush.
It's just the regular move brush. I'm clicking it.
Here, do it again.
You see this?
Yeah, what the heck?
I don't know. Every time I'm on a live stream, the thing goes haywire. Just been
Hold on.
sculpting.
Do you have uh do you have your back face symmetry on?
Did
Or
you turn? Did
or
you
not
turn
back
back for
face symmetry, back face masking.
hold spacebar? Right.
Yep. Go to the right. To the right one more time. Go all the way down. Right there. Turn that off.
It was your
There
fault.
you go.
It was your fault again.
Always blaming me.
Oh, you've been. I mean, it just you do change settings on me. Okay. So, anyways, so that's you're able to see your screen and my screen both sculpting like this, right?
Yeah, my screen's just a bit smaller.
Because before when we were doing these streams, you couldn't see both sculpts at the same time.
Well, it's only because
My phone to record it,
you're
right?
using your phone, like your phone's actual camera.
Okay. Well, I like this better because we can both see our sculpting. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, for sure. And honestly, like, I think I kind of like not really being on camera for this, just because I can get as close as I want to my screen
To your
without
screen.
without like everybody looking at my forehead.
It's a bad angle for you.
It's a bad angle. No real good angles here.
Yeah. So let's since we're both back here, let's just and uh we just have taken a bit of a hiatus. Let's just talk about what's where we've been, what's been happening with us. Uh okay, can you I have a I had a alpha on that brush too. Okay. So we have taken a break from I don't want to say sculpting because we've both been sculpting you, but we've taken
Yeah,
a
no,
break
I've
from
been sculpting a lot.
we've taken a break from
Actually.
Immortal Collections proper, I guess you would say, to stop our printing for the winter for one because we print with a resin that is not conducive to the cold. We live in Ohio, which is always cold.
Well,
Uh,
it's and it can be very bipolar at times.
Yeah, so
Uh,
we lost a couple prints before Legion's Con, and we were going to do a big old garage um, overhaul, and then I decided not to do it to the garage, and we were going to print out in the shed instead. But the shed never really
which
got
which
cleaned
I've
out
been saying that we should print out there forever
forever.
because it's like the perfect spot for it.
Yeah.
It's just like a small space that you could easily insulate and or easily insulate and ventilate.
Well, and then it doesn't really matter because like as far as the shed goes, we're like we wouldn't be out there for any amount of time
Yeah.
to actually do so the printer could run and stink up the outside because we tried to do it inside, and every print that people have is basically from us has been printed inside our house, and I'm just sick. I can't do the smells, and it's a mess. And we got kids, and I feel like this being such a new technology, I don't want to poison my kids anymore. I didn't want to poison my kids in the first place. I don't know if we did, but yeah, the printing technology
Way
is
to
too new.
way to tell the world how irresponsible we've been.
I mean, well, no, that's I mean, this is a big thing though because a lot of people now we never printed in the kitchen, right? But
Yeah.
some people, I'm not saying we didn't ventilate. I'm not saying we did anything wrong technically from what they've said. I'm just saying I'm going to take the steps, and hopefully people understand to get it the heck out of my house. Um, Safety printing aside, um, you know, our health's more important than it. So.
Yep. 100%.
So basically, so we're gonna do that. Tristan, you started a new job. I don't know if you want to talk about that or not, or just say, hey, it's
Yeah.
a job.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an adjustment. And I guess you could say that's why nobody's really seen a whole lot from me. I've been doing a lot of independent freelance work. So that's also been taking up a significant amount of time, and it's been hard. But I think, somewhat starting to adjust a bit more. Uh,
My
because
guy,
for anybody who doesn't know, up until this point, I have most of my day has been spent sculpting and honing the practice that I've developed over the years. But going into the workforce has been quite a bit of a different challenge.
is he looking like William Defoe right now?
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I'm not really sure what mine is looking like right now. Mine is still not
Zoom,
looking
make
like
it
a
full
whole
screen. It's
lot.
just yeah, go full. Well, mine's not either. Make yours full screen. You
Not
got
really
hook
sure where I
nose.
want to go with him, to be honest with you. I kind of like the idea of having him having like a hook nose.
Yeah.
But I want him to also kind of have like I kind of want his eyes to be wide, like far apart.
Okay.
Whe-
Um.
whenever I think of Rumpelstiltskin, I just kind of imagine him being just like a weasel. Like
Well. So the story was from Grimm's fairy tales.
yeah.
And he's just described as a little man. That's it. A little man that comes through the door in the castle. The miller's daughter was stuck in the castle and told maybe there was a deal that was said that she could spin gold into yarn, but the king basically kidnapped her, shoved her in a tower, and said, "Spin gold into yarn, or you're gonna die."
Huh, that's
S-
okay.
Okay, so and then now there's been other representations of Rumpelstiltskin through the years, but this is the main story. So like this, the king said, "Spin the gold or you're gonna die," and then she started crying, and in the middle of her crying, a little door opened up in the room,
Okay.
and a little.
Like was the door already there, or
I mean, there's a little. Maybe it was a magical door. I don't know. I don't know
okay.
what kind of door, but magical door open. A door open, and a little man come walking through, and he says, "Why are you crying?" She said, "The king says I have to turn the straw into gold, but I can't. And he's gonna kill me if I don't." So then he said, "Well, I can do that. What do you got?" So she gave him. I don't remember the whole deal. I think maybe she gave him a ring the first time, and and then he came back, and then the king said, "Oh, good. Um, now I want you to do." Masking pen. Now I want you to take you. He took her to a bigger room and said, "I need more from you. So here's more." And then she couldn't do it again, and she started crying. And Rumple came out and said, What else do you have to give me? So she gave him a bracelet. So I think it was like a ring and a bracelet. And then from there, what happened to what happened here? Move. Okay, sorry. So then,
You're good.
he spun it forward again, and the king said, "Okay, basically do this again, or and I'll marry you, or do this again and I'll die." So basically, her kidnapper was like, "Hey, this woman can change straw to gold. I'm going to marry her." But if you talk about a horrible story, like basically it's either you're going to die, so he's starting to kill you one minute, but then he's starting to marry you. Is it a threat to marry you? I don't know. Either way,
Interesting.
she started crying again, right? And he came back, Rumpelstiltskin, but she didn't have anything else to give him. And he said, "Well, give me your firstborn child, and I will spin this for you." So she agreed to it, and he spun it. Hey, you see this little thing right here in the corner of the mouth? It one it
Uh-huh.
this little fat pocket here on my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but I like it so much, and it was like I don't want to say it was on accident, but like it just happened. So um, maybe I did it subconsciously and don't remember it, but like
Yeah, that's an interesting part of the mouth.
it's a happy accident. So back to the story, right? And I like how we do this when we take on a topic because like we can just talk about like what representations we've seen in pop culture or in the fairy tale itself. So he marries the she he Rumple spins the yarn and this straw into yarn gold. Sorry, straw into gold. The king
Mm-hmm.
marries her.
Oh, okay.
Um, Years later, she forgets about it, and she has a child. And so he shows up when the child and said, "Okay, time to give me the child." And she totally forgot about it up to that point.
Oh shoot.
Right. So then he says, "Give me the child now." And then she cried and says, "I don't want to give up my child." And then it's said in the book that Rumple had pity on her or whatever. So like, is he really that bad? I think he is, but he gave her a chance. Kind of like the Gollum in the ring thing. It's like he
Mm-hmm.
gave he gave for Bilbo the riddle to see if he eats him whole, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
anyways, so he says, if you can guess my name, you can keep your kid. So she wasn't able to guess it the first time. She was guessing like, I think Albert was one of them, and like normal names, right? Wasn't it? So he
You
came
must
back
have
and
figured. You must have figured that she'd never guess it.
but yeah. So and she didn't guess it, but that's the spoil of the story. Let's see here. Okay, so basically, she came back the next day and she was doing nasty names like something something ribs, like just weird names that weren't normal names. None of those were it. So then he said, one more time, I'll be back tomorrow. If you guess it, you can keep your kid. If not, um, the kid's not mine. Or I think it was a daughter. It might have been a daughter. So she had somebody in the woods of the king going out searching for this guy or searching high and low to figure out this thing's name. And one of the servants came across a fire in the woods and a little house and a little imp like man dancing around the fire, and he was singing this rhyme, whatever. And basically in the middle of the rhyme, he was like, "She'll never guess my name, blah 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 blah. The child will be mine, Rumpelstiltskin." So he said his name.
Okay.
So the
he
dude,
just he just said it out loud.
yeah, but he thought he was alone in the woods, right? So that was pretty
Yeah.
good. So,
Okay.
um, so then the guy came back, told the daughter, or told the miller's daughter, the queen at the time, and she basically tried to pretend to guess like wrong names, but then she guessed the name, and he went away mad. So that was the story. So like nowhere in it did it say anything about what he looked like. Nowhere in it did it
Other
say
than just he was a little man.
he's a little magic man that could spin gold. yarn.
Okay.
So
Well, I think I will take that into consideration with this sculpt then.
I mean, it didn't even say he was an old man. It just said he was a little man. So
Just a little man.
just a little man. Oh, so you haven't done a head for a while though, right? You've been off
Uh,
to doing other things. Well,
I
you did your fish guy, right?
yeah, I did a little bit of something. There's a little project I'm working on.
A self a self project, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a
Personal
personal
project.
project. Something that I've been pretty invested in lately. Just in thinking, I've written a little bit. I've written some stuff down. Uh, nothing like too crazy. Just like kind of the beginning of a story. Just kind of putting something out there, but nothing too much
Hey,
right now.
real quick. So I have maybe let's scale it. All right, never mind, it worked. You know how I do. I ask you your questions, then I figure it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead back to your thing.
Oh well, just kind of that. It's very Lovecraftian, very horror focused because that's the sort of thing I'm into, really, mainly.
Lovecrafty.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
Oh, I know.
of the stuff I grew up watching.
So as far as that goes, how far are you with the design of the character? Do you have it about where you want it to be?
Uh, I think initially, like the anatomy and all that, yeah, but I think I want to spend a little bit more time on the detail and like of the body. Because like you mentioned briefly that it's a fish dude. I'm very so some people watching or that may watch um, may know or may also be interested to know that I am very into fish people. Like just as a creature in media, the creature from the Black Lagoon is my favorite universal monster,
Hmm.
and I've loved pretty much every or most iterations of him and other uh, fish person designs. The thing that makes
How many
um,
fish person designs do you think are out there? Can you? I mean, I'm just saying like pop culture titles.
uh, there are a few. A lot of them are a lot like what you see in like Hellboy
Right.
or
Abe Sapien. Is that his
yeah,
name?
yeah. Um, yeah, like they're like what you'll see in like Hellboy or I don't know
Shape
if
of
anybody,
Water.
yeah, if anybody's seen The Shape Out of Water.
Is it Shape Out of Water? Or is it the Shape of Water? Is
Shape
there fish?
it's probably The Shape of
I think
Water.
the phrase is a fish out. That would be hilarious if it was out of water. I don't think it is though.
um, sorry that's how like if it were Lovecraftian, that's how it would be titled. Uh, so I think I got that mixed up. Because he has one book called The Shadow over Innsmouth, right? Or the Color Out of Space. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Color Out of Space,
It's like,
which is a mini you just painted.
yeah, yeah. I think it turned out really well too. Um, but yeah,
So
so
did you go not with the hook nose? Is that because mine was looking hook?
um,
Yeah, stubby nose.
no,
Blow yours up. Blow yours up, big, so I can see it.
I felt like I felt like with the information of him being a little man, like and that being the only descriptor, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to really emphasize on the little aspect. So I'm trying to see what I can like shrink down on him as much as possible without like like it looking weird. So
Okay.
he's gonna be a little man with little features,
Fair enough.
except for his buck teeth.
You're giving him buck. You said you buck teeth with a missing teeth.
No, I'm gonna put a gap in his teeth.
No, gap teeth. Okay. I feel like I cut you off and I don't remember what you were talking about.
No, you're good. Um,
Shape out
no,
of
I was just
water.
yeah, I was just going into just my thought process a little bit with
You're a fish guy. You're a
yeah,
fish
this
guy.
idea. Yeah, because I kind of want it to be a bigger project. Um, I feel like in this current artistic climate, it is probably like what you've been telling me from the beginning, that it is probably within my best interest to have something of my own,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to have something that um, like I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
I
mean,
feel like the things that not I won't say that like everything that we've done hasn't I haven't been passionate about, but I feel like a lot of things that I have worked on hasn't really brought me immense fulfillment.
gotcha. So I'm gonna try something with the eyes that I haven't done before. I feel like I've seen somebody do this before, so I made a circle. I made a sphere, and then I made a second sphere. Right.
Are you gonna do the thing where you cut out a half circle and cut that for the eyelids?
This right here, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times.
I don't know. Just try new things.
I go back and forth as to whether or not I'm into that technique or not.
I feel like
Although I kind of did that actually on my fish guy a little
on
bit.
your fish guy. Yeah.
Yeah, because he has weird eyelids.
Yeah. I don't know what this will end up looking like, but I've never done it, so try new things. Try new things. Okay, so you got your fish project you're working on. That's cool. And as far as like commission work, that's taking up the rest of your sculpting time. So between that and us not printing, we've been pretty much on the quiet end of things.
Yep. And sorry
So what
for anybody who's been looking for our stuff lately, but yeah, we're gonna try to get some stuff together here soon,
this
right?
is okay. It was Defoe. Yeah, we are. And that's part of this whole thing. It was looking Defoe. Now it just straight looks like the Green Goblin mask.
Which is also Defoe
William
adjacent.
Defoe. Well, okay. So this face looks like the mask that I'm just gonna put that as Green Goblin. Export. That they were going to go with before they decided to give him the big motorcycle mask. So they were going to have in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man that he was in, they were going
Hmm.
to have it be an animatronic, movable kind of mask.
Okay,
Um,
that would have been interesting if they had done that.
but they said it was not feasible that he would get into that big old mask or something. It didn't, whatever reason they put, but
Hmm.
um,
Guess they didn't want to risk CGing it.
well, it wasn't CG. Yeah, well, they might have if it wasn't reading. But anyway, basically, they went with the other mask. So
Which I don't think was a bad thing. I think the mask
I
was
didn't
cool.
like it. I didn't like
You
it at
didn't like
all.
it?
No,
Huh. Maybe because I was younger and more impressionable with it. I didn't really mind it that much.
I thought it looked kind of silly. Okay, so I brought the things in. Now I got to go to the other eyeball and make it slightly smaller. And to move that to one of them. Well, I'm glad to have you back. I've been trying to like talk and I'm just like droning on by myself.
Yeah. I wanted to come back to this because I do think that this is like, a valuable thing. Like whether anybody or a lot of people watch it or not, I enjoy just having these breakaway sessions where I can just make something that could turn into something, or could just be
Yeah,
me just flexing a creative muscle.
yeah. Well, that's where a lot of our stuff is we've started stuff and haven't got to actually finish it. So, all right. What do you? Well, there's the eyeball trick that I tried. Um,
Did it work
that's
out good for you?
I don't know. You tell me. You
Let's
tell
see.
me. The eyeballs. Like it gives me the lip that I want. And it's kind of
Yeah.
still buggy.
Yeah, I like it. I like where his eyes are at. Honestly, that probably is a better method for what we're doing today than what I'm doing.
Well, it's just goblin eyes. You know what I mean? Big round. It doesn't. They're supposed to look round. Yours looks, normal, like normal eyes, but they still are a little big and round. So.
Yeah, I think I'm going for more of probably just like a gnome uh
Well, that's what he
direction.
looks like a lot in some of the depictions that people have done. He just looks like a
That's
little
kind of what
gnome.
I've gleaned from the brief reference I looked at before we started the stream.
Like it's like it either looks like a gnome or if he's in like a horror movie. See, but look at this though. So this is just my extrude in on the eyes without the other eyeball. So that almost gave me the same exact thing without the eyeball. There's the eyeball in there. That's the eyeball.
This is kind of difficult because the arm that I have my monitor on, uh, I've had to extend it quite a bit because I have it connected to the end of my table, and I have to like stretch it over to me. So it's like moving on me while I'm sculpting.
Oh, that's not good.
Uh,
So you're not going with a hook. See, I already did a hook nose on the genie though. So
I
it's
mean,
like I don't.
ain't nothing wrong with a hook nose.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
already did one though.
people got them.
I'm gonna keep this. I mean, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna put a beard and stuff on him too. So what are you laughing
the
at?
the point that this guy is at right now, like it kind of looks like his eyes are popping out of his head,
Your
like
guy or
he's
my
just
guy?
no, my guy.
Yeah, seen that.
Like he's trying to push something out.
He's trying to push out a good sculpt. That's what the face you're making.
Yeah.
All right. So you've moved on to the iPad quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I do probably the bulk of my work on that thing now. It's actually the only reason I'm not using it at this very moment.
This is because I'm on
It's because I am on it. Or you are on it, yeah. Sorry.
it.
So sorry.
Right. So
I don't words.
you don't wear as well. I've done so many teeth. I have so many teeth. But we just trying to do it from the beginning and see what we come up with. So if anybody catches the stream, this is pretty much how I do all my teeth. I'm gonna move it back to the middle, but
I
I
gotta
take
do
this,
a
I take a square, a cube, make it into a rectangle. I take I could smooth it, but I'm just go to
you
Sculptor's
know what you
Pro.
could do? You know what you
What's
could
that?
do? Check out how I'm about to do this right now.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna actually like make the screen bigger. Just because I've started doing this on the iPad and it's actually made things quite a bit easier. But if you mask out a section for the teeth, You just make the thickness really big of the extract.
Yes, I mean that was kind of how I did my teeth in the streams last year a little bit, where
Yeah.
I just drew them where I wanted them to be.
And then you can just thin them out a little bit
Yeah,
and bring them right down.
yeah. Then they're stuck to the face, and it's going to be hard to detach them. And right,
What's that?
I said they're going to be stuck to that spot. Or you're going to detach them from the
No,
mesh.
I extracted it.
Oh, you extracted it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
extracted it into a different mesh.
Well, I'll try that some other time. I just got my basic flat tooth here online.
I only bring that up like this because I actually just thought of it.
Okay.
Like thought to do it like that.
Well, here's mine. I'll blow it up. So it's just floating in front of his nose. I'll actually copy this a few times and then move it and then see where I like it. So again, sometimes people draw him with the beard, sometimes they don't. I don't know if I'm going to draw him with the beard or not, but I want to see if I can get this teeth in here. It'd be nice
Hopefully made.
if he just had one tooth.
Yeah.
Like
You can
that.
make him with one tooth.
I know I can.
Rumple one tooth stilt skin.
I like the people, well, duplicate, let me see. I like the people that have just this teeth right here. You see it? It's just like two teeth. It's almost like vampire teeth, but the only ones
But
holding on.
yeah, they're like they're completely like squared off or rounded. So like
Well, I always find myself doing my sculpts with um all the teeth. So again, the teeth are the most character on a
yeah,
sculpt.
yeah,
So
I agree. Um, you know, I'm actually glad that I thought of this way of doing the teeth because I'm gonna be honest, like I actually really dislike um importing in like other primitives like into different subtools and having to scale them down to the appropriate size, put them in the appropriate position. Like I really like having just quick ways that I can just pop it into where it needs to be,
fair enough.
you
Yeah.
know. And I think the extract is a feature that I have been sleeping on for far too long.
Talking about sleeping on. So I have been at a I've been fighting for the last 4 or 5 years with the Z modeler, and
Yeah.
me and you have went back and forth, and I just don't think that ZBrush does it right, and I just don't like the fact that I don't have full control of welding edges and selecting and rotating each individual. Anyway, so like I've been really trying to put that. I've been watching tons of tutorials to try to figure out how to get a handle on it,
Hmm.
and they just ported that over to the iPad, right? Did you
Yeah.
use any of that? It looked like me might have used that a little bit.
I used it a very little bit. Like
Oh, I gotta
I
knock my phone off. We're good. Good.
I used it a very little bit. Like I played around with a couple of the features, and I looked at the overall setup, and like immediately it already looked it already looked so much better in my opinion. Like I'm gonna be honest, there were some features that they have on there that I'm actually wondering if they've always been there or if they added some things to it. Um,
Well,
because like it's just so much better. Uh, it it's so much better organized, is what I wanted to say. Sorry.
Okay.
Um, I don't know how much you've played with it, if at all, on the
I'm on.
iPad.
I don't know if you remember. I think I told you I did a gun the other day,
Oh
and
yeah,
I've been
yeah,
doing
yeah.
the guns on the other programs because for me it just felt like um, they were they were better for using that.
Yeah.
Um, but the verdict's still out on it. I'm trying. So
I
because I want to do more hard surface stuff. I have a
yeah.
couple cosmic things that I want to try, and it's just like with the I mean, with Z Modeler, it's been a fight, like I said. So
Well, with things like weld edges, like I've always felt like for the most part it has worked out well for me. I think sometimes you have to be aware of kind of where your cursor is at, because when you go into Z Modeler, right? Like if you can see my screen, I'll make it bigger.
hmm
When you go into Z Modeler, you notice this orange line that pops up.
hmm
You see that? Will actually dictate the axis in which like you're kind of
it,
facing.
hmm
So sometimes when it comes to something like weld points, um, or features like that, you have to be aware of where it's pointing, and make sure that it's like pointing in the same direction of like the point that you're trying to weld.
yeah,
Especially if like you're trying to weld like a hard corner in like a weird angle, like sometimes it won't know automatically like where you're going. Um which is still like yeah, that should be better. Um so I agree with you. And I think um there are still some things in ZBrush uh as a whole that I see other programs doing better.
better, yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing that I saw, did I? I'm thinking of something real quick. I messed this up somehow. Oh my goodness, I didn't. Did I not? I didn't watch this yet. Um. All right, so right here, I have some funky stuff going on. It's like I merged it and I didn't dynamesh it. Maybe I did. When you dynamesh them, right, it becomes one object. So maybe my dynamesh didn't work out so well. I'll dynamesh this a little bit higher. Okay, that worked. All right, so right here I have the basic head, right, Tristan? The
Yeah.
basic green goblin looking head. Um, I won't switch it to color or anything yet, but at this point in time, I think I'm going to Z remesh it so I can get better topology. So if you see like all this stuff here is like jaggy and whatnot, I think maybe I'll smooth out these jaggy eyeballs. I'm just curious to see how Z remesher is going to handle the eyeballs in this situation.
Hmm.
But so I'm going to do the whole because I'm just gonna hit the zero mesher button, see what it does to my mesh. I'm gonna subdivide it up so we can do like tertiary stuff. But like at this point in
Okay.
time is when I have basically the thing that I'm gonna end up with, and then I want easy topology so I can move it and it does what I want it to do without chunking up.
Hmm.
So I feel like he's got some golem eyes, which I didn't, you know, I don't have a real plan for this guy. We're just figuring this out on the fly. It's like we're
Hey,
sketching.
I
It's like we're
have,
sketching in real time, you know.
yeah, I didn't really have a huge plan with this guy. I've just been kind of going with each stroke.
Fiddling along.
Yeah. I I've given him a few features that are really I feel like just like kind of kind of goofy
Mm-hmm.
and
You can be goofy.
I like the idea of him just kind of being a little goofy man who's trying to claim your firstborn.
Yeah. I think for my guy, the big eyes and the teeth make it look Gollum. But we're gonna put some eyebrows and stuff on him to make him less Gollum. So uh the next thing I'll do is I'll divide this well, maybe I can just extract. One thing is like when I close my eyes and imagine what he would look like, I figure like and maybe I shouldn't have done that yet. Let me subdivide this up a couple times.
You know, this is actually good practice. I feel also for creating uh
What am I on?
more like actual character faces because I do a lot of like creatures and monsters and stuff like that and things that are not really like don't really have to have a ton of personality. Um, so I feel like I haven't done nearly as much like actual people as I probably should.
Okay, so check this out. So this is Z remesh, right? And I hit this divide button and hit it again, and he's getting smoother now. For some reason, it wasn't smooth. It was keeping. I think I dynameshed the Z remesh, and it kept all my faces. You know, I couldn't divide it down or whatever. So I
I
feel
feel
like
like
I go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say I feel like we're doing very similar things. Like yours is different in some ways. Like he's very goblin-y, but like some of the like you're giving him very thin lips. I'm giving my guy very thin lips.
Oh, don't worry. Uh, I can fix that. I'll fix that right now. This thing is all right. So, what do you think about the dragon?
I think the dragon looks great.
Did you think
Um,
that it was going to get to as high as it got as far as backers? I know it's like impossible for us to like predict.
oh yeah. You know, I think it's something that was like is so big and the community I feel like was not going to stop until it, it it became a reality. Like I felt like I feel like I don't really know what to say to be honest with you too much in that regard other than that like it was something that the community has
Been wanting
uh
forever.
begged so much for that it feels like something that was never not going to be a reality.
Well, I just think that I'm a few things. So I'm really happy that it's the size that it is because if it was smaller, it would still have been cool. But I feel like they did everything right on it as far as like tooling, size, I don't know, just size and the sculpt. The sculpt is amazing. I'm really happy that it's not as rotocast as it could have been, you
Hmm.
know.
That
Um
was also, if I remember correctly, the sculpting he did on that was like all by hand. Like he didn't use any like
Brushes. Yeah.
like textured alphas or brushes that would like supplement that for him. Like he did each scale by hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And both sides. So like I said, I cheaped out. Well, I don't have a lot of time
Yeah.
as far to go each. I mean, I probably end up will, but it's just push it back. I just think that like the level of uh the level of details there, the paint obviously is there. They didn't skimp out anywhere on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like as far as the product goes, it's like everything I could ask for. As far as like funding that though, that was the thing. Like um, everybody was like, "Yeah, it's going to be as much as a whole wave." They've always said that. Like, and that's right where it came in. Is most of their waves end up coming in at like $500. Like they'll have a smaller wave for like three something a couple times a year, but
yeah.
like the big wave's always 500. And
I
when the
mean, that
ring
thing is as big as a big wave.
this is much plastic for sure, but like as far as like the tooling goes, like that was just the wild card. Is like what are they gonna charge them to do that? And
For sure.
I just I just feel like they delivered on the product. Now, as far as like will it hold its positions? Will it be as um, you know,
I feel like it would be really stiff. Like
what's going to be stiff, but those wings are so like the bigger wings are going to be so big that it's got to be like super
might
stiff.
might tip over.
No,
Nah.
I don't think it's going. No, I think the dragon's going to be heavy enough. I think if anything, if there's any concern that anybody will have is will the wings hold that weight?
Yeah.
Will they hold their own weight? But all that aside, like the fact that it came in at 500 is exactly where I thought it was going to come in. Um, the shipping is what a lot of people had issues with. And what are you gonna do? Like we've shipped
Yeah.
stuff. Like little heads has taken us hundreds of dollars, but like we've shipped stuff that has not been cheap. So
It is expensive, you know. And it's getting more expensive all the time.
it is getting expensive. So have you see this little sideburn thing I'm giving him?
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. I was actually just thinking about the hair and what I was gonna do for that.
How far in? We're not an hour quite yet. So
Yeah.
this okay. Do you know why it drops to canvas all the time? Am I dragging my hand over something?
Um,
I always have to go through when I'm not using the glove. I always
I
have to
have
go through and fix it. Does
I
that
have no
happen a lot with
idea.
you? Does that happen a lot with you?
Not really, because I use the glove.
Of course you
Do,
do.
do you want the glove? I have it.
I have a glove. Do you have your glove?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good for now.
He's like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want to use something that's behind his hands.
I got a dirty glove, but then I got to show it on the stream.
I mean, I'm not really using it because actually I could probably
So
use
look
it.
at so look at this. So I got my mirror on, right?
Uh huh.
I extruded this. This is the one side, right? And then this side doesn't have all my same detail. It has the big points, but it doesn't have the little points. And I have both of the some global and local on. So
Um, go into your geometry tab and uh modify topology, and then hit mirror and weld.
oh, I mirrored and weld the wrong way. So I gotta go
Yeah.
to
Well, okay. So go to
deformation.
deformation,
Yeah,
mirror it,
mirror it
and
and
then
then
go
weld.
and mirror and weld. Yep. But yeah, kind of like what I was saying with other programs like Nomad. I've been kind of telling you that I've been wanting to check out Nomad. Pretty sure it's only like $20 to do.
Yeah.
Um, And I don't even know if it's like a reoccurring payment. It's just like straight $20.
Yeah. We might get into it. We'll see. All right. Well, here's this guy with his little sideburns. He's a I feel like he's a character. So
Yeah, he's pretty. I feel like my guy's kind of turning out pretty good too. Kind of reminds me of SpongeBob for some reason. Like if SpongeBob was a dude, not a sponge.
if SpongeBob was a dude, my guy's excited.
Mine is too.
Did you make his eyebrows go up?
Huh? I made his eyebrows go up a little bit, and then I kind of brought them down a little
Let me
bit
see.
again.
Let me see your profile. Zoom
He's
in a
kind
little
of
bit. You're little on my phone, so it's hard for me to see.
he's kind of
Profile.
got like that conniving glee look in his eye.
He looks like he looks like a Rumplestiltskin. He looks like one of those guys that you would meet along a trail in the woods. Like, hello, traveler. May I interest you in some potions?
May I interest you in my wares?
That's the one. Look at his face. Look at his face.
I am but a lowly peddler.
Do you see my guy's face?
Yeah. That's pretty good. I am but a lowly traveling merchant trying to peddle my wares.
I don't usually go as what about that? You like the lip going up like that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Kind of looks like he's like digging for something in the back of his mouth.
He's digging for something in his back pocket. He's got his hand back there trying to pull out a stuck gummy bear. You know, if they had gummy bears. Oh my goodness, he looks like this guy on my delivery route. Oh my goodness, he looks just like him.
Yo, sucks for that guy.
No, I'm telling you. Maybe I'll snap a picture of him. Not looking.
Snap a picture of him you without him noticing.
He's got the same head. He's got. He's balding, but like, okay, I'm gonna use him as my Rumpelstiltskin. That's it. That dude is such a pain in my butt. He deserves this. He deserves this guy. Oh my goodness. Have you heard about Mask Region? Do you know about Mask Region? Okay. So that's a thing. I don't know where to find it, but okay, so it's this right here. So you do this, right? And you don't have to color in the inside.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me.
I don't
To be honest with you, I didn't even really know what you were talking about at first. Hold on.
Mask
Can you move the
Region.
screen over for?
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where it's at, but I seen somebody use it the other day. And basically, you draw the outline, and you have to go to mask. So, just gotta find where it's at. There's a button called Mask Region.
Is it in the Geometry tab? Or in the Mask tab?
Where's the Mask tab?
So you see those, but like all those buttons next to
These?
yeah. So go up to like the top of that bar.
Yeah.
Up more. Next to the right there. Click that. Okay, now go. Yep, there you go.
Mask Region. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I wish I would have known about that. How did I not know about that?
I mean, I don't know how much you watch other people's videos. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's
And
another
that's
thing.
why I will watch people's videos that I can't stand just to see what I can find.
Everybody's got different techniques, and man, I really wish I would have known about that one
Yeah, I
a
was
lot
waiting to tell you
sooner.
about that. And maybe they just added it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I
I
feel like
love
maybe
how
I've heard about that one before, but
like I knew about something, but I didn't know where it was, so I needed your help to tell you about the thing that you didn't know about.
well, I guess when you know the program well enough
Yeah,
to
there
have
you
a
go.
general idea of what you're looking for.
Where things should be.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh, mask region? What's that? Here, let me show you.
Hey, help me
Can you
find
help
it.
me find? Can you help me find it?
I'll show you if we can find it. Well, that's the thing. Like, I didn't know where that button was. You know,
Yeah.
so I still struggle with like where things are. I'm just not in it enough.
Well, I probably would too. I and actually I kind of do sometimes when I'm not working on like my native setup, like
Hmm.
because you see how here hold on. You see how like my thing is set up and it's not really for I mean anybody who doesn't know this isn't the typical setup for ZBrush. Modified this heavily, or I downloaded somebody's preset thing and made my own adjustments to it.
Right. I don't know if I've ever done a cul-de-sac before. By the way,
Oh, what?
like
Oh,
a big old balding hairdo.
uh, I've done it once. I did it on the Oni guy, but
Yeah.
that's kind of like a different style.
Yeah.
It's like a
Um,
really different style.
I think I might have sculpted a clown. By the way, so like people have seen our clowns a little bit. Like I have like 5 or 6 clowns that I've been working on. There, I did it again, Tristan. Dropped
But
it to canvas.
I don't know how you keep doing that.
Neither cleared. So, anyways, I got a whole bunch of clowns done. I don't know where we're gonna go with it, or how often we're gonna release them, but it's definitely an idea that I have of my own that we might end up turning into something eventually, or they might just be, you know, uh, heads, 3D printable heads. So
Well, heck yeah, man.
as far as the summer goes, my hope is to get some stuff in the shop again. Um, and we're not going to do it as far as like always available, but I think I watched like people do small drops here and there. So I think we'll do small drops, whether or not they're like 5, 10 painted, or whether or not somebody can have us do one.
Yeah.
If they want it and we don't have it up. My goal is like for as Mortal Collections goes, like it's always been the same. We'll have 5 on hand or 10 on hand, and then if somebody buys it, we'll just print another batch, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and we'll just have them. And that way, like last Legions Con, we went heavy on the minecart thing, and in the end, I was gonna print a whole bunch of those up and try to sell them. It's just a lot of work to get that done. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but I just want to have more heads and just like get back into people's consciousness because they only know what you've done lately.
Yeah. I mean,
they'll look back on fondly the stuff that you've done for them, and they have. But like as far as like we've never been super great at promotion. That's why I like Legion Shop so much. And so it's kind of we went back and forth with like how much stuff to put in there versus how much to put on our website, and like it's just like we're just gonna my goal here is just to have some heads available if people want them, because this is for the most part not a business per se. It's just more of us just being artists having to get our ideas out there and wanting people to like them. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm going with it.
I think at this stage, like that's probably the best way to. Oh my gosh, he's gonna. I did that extract thing, and he has this like big tube coming out.
Yeah, I see it. I just
I wasn't.
I just don't know how fast that is. I mean, I know it's a
I
new
mean,
method
it
we're
was it
trying.
was it was pretty fast, and I just did it like
Yeah,
just now,
yeah.
and then like it's already in position. I can just put it where I want it exactly. I don't have to
Uh,
like spend so much time trying to scale it down,
okay.
trying to get the right dimensions. I already have the right dimensions. I made them.
Me too. Oh my goodness. I wish you could see this guy versus the dude from my job that looks just like him.
I don't have perfect shapes here either, but I think that could be to my benefit. I think not having perfect shapes is that hole that I can just close. Not having like perfect shapes that it can be like repetitive. I feel like can give me a lot more interesting designs.
Gotcha. I see where you're coming from with that. So now I'm just trying to find the hair shapes that I want. You know, how flat I want it to be or how much flared out I want it to be.
Gosh.
My goal is that these heads would go on a goblin body, right? Because he's a little old man.
Yeah.
He's whatever. So uh, that's where these will go. And then I was thinking that Jenny, I was thinking she could make a little like a friar tuck outfit for it, like a little robe like that, or have a little jacket, like almost like a little Robin Hood type outfit for it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I feel like this guy would be better on like, or my guy would probably be better on like more of like a dwarf body,
Okay.
something a little stockier.
Yeah. Um, we haven't had anybody come on yet. No viewers.
Hey, that's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. We're just
You
talking
know,
ourselves.
we could probably like start streaming on Twitch or something as well. Like, you could probably get even more viewers that way.
So I'm running into a thing. So the thing that I'm running into is like it's summertime now, right?
Uh
And
huh.
my bid is switched, my job switched, and I want to do like family fun days, and to do the whole day, it would have to start like on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So I don't know like if these two things will coincide. And the fact is like we've tried to do this business for years and I feel like I've lost out on a lot of time with the kids. So it's like, is that something that I want to commit to at this point in time so hard?
Well, I already told you my opinions on that.
Yeah.
Spend time with your kids, man.
Yeah. Well, like it's just when I only have one day to
Because
do
Noah
everything.
Noah is getting a lot bigger, a lot faster
Yeah.
these
Try
days.
not to say the kids' names too much, but
Sorry.
yeah. You're good. Yeah, I know it's just running out of time in this summer, but like I want to go out to like parks and stuff and like just kind of actually have a summer instead of just producing for cons. And we've stopped doing cons except for Legion's Con. It was hard because we did IshCon last year. I just actually missed Muskie Con, which we did, which we had a lot of fun, which at some point in time I'd like to go back, but it's just that I spent my time uh this year. I already had like took a vacation because I just needed it. So that was
Yeah.
like time that I had to take away from work.
Well,
And I only have so
that and I,
much.
I started working as well, so my time is even more limited now.
Right. Time is the thing. If we all had infinite hours to do whatever we wanted.
Still trying to go to StatueCon though this year, like in some capacity.
I mean, the capacity is either we get there or we don't, right?
Yeah. I was just saying because they were having that dinner thing, and we were trying to see if that would work out, and then decided that it wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to be there that much. I mean, we're just going to be there one day. I don't even know if that day would be something we rent the hotel for again.
Yeah.
All right. So, cutting in a little bit more of the wrinkles and details in here. Kind of just trying to figure him out. I'll give him some bushy eyebrows next. Do you have me on there? Have I been on there for a while or?
Yeah, we're both on there.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh. Why am I blanking on? Why am I blanking on this? Okay, that's good.
What do you need to do?
What's that?
So what do you need? Can I help you in any way?
I'm just looking for the curve modifier. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I was just looking for the curve modifier for the IMM brush.
I have some sort of line going through my guy's face that I don't know when it happened.
Because I want to kind of taper the edges of his hair. I don't get too many uses out of the IMM brushes because I feel like they don't move necessarily the way that I want them to, which is kind of the biggest reason why I want to check out Nomad, because I feel like the way they do like splines and like mesh instancing is really good, and I feel like ZBrush just really isn't there.
Okay.
Kind of like how you feel about ZModeler, that's how I feel about the IMM brush.
Okay. So I'm giving my guy a little bit of jowls. See him?
Yeah, I do. I think that's good. He kind of looks like he could have some Marlon Brando stuff going on. Cotton balls in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
You look like he talks like this.
I can make you some gold. I can make you some gold string. What you got in your pocket?
You can keep the child. You just gotta tell me my name.
Oh my goodness. I'm liking this guy.
You can keep the child if you can tell me my name.
He said "iffen." He's a German. Say that in German accent. German fairy tale. Don't try. You'll probably get yourself in trouble.
No, I'm part German. It's okay.
Which part?
Am
I calling you out?
the alcoholic part, I guess. I don't know. I go to Beer Fest every year.
I go to Beer Fest.
I own a pair of Lederhosen. I'm a certain percentage.
Okay, so obviously I gotta get my eyebrows. Okay, so to give them eyebrows, I could just extract, or I could use these things that I've already done. I'm going to be not lazy, but I'm going to be resourceful. I'm going to duplicate this guy. I'm going to move him up. I'm going to see what rotation will do to it. here, like that. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, help me out with this. So I have my I have my thing here, right? I'm trying to rotate it, and it's rotating around this point, but I want it to mirror when I rotate it. That's what I want. Thanks, Tristan. Thanks for the help.
No problem. That's what I'm
Look
here
at
for.
look at his look at his little hair, his little leaf head.
Okay, so we're gonna make that a little bigger. We're gonna make that a little bigger.
Does this work? Oh, that almost
Oh,
worked. That
oh
almost
yeah.
worked. That did not work.
Take a brush. We're gonna decrease the depth a little bit more.
I'm gonna do that.
Go back to stroke.
I'm just gonna separate these. I'm gonna separate them.
Lock start.
What are you about to do? Hair or eyebrows?
I'm doing hair right now. You could probably do eyebrows too. How long we streaming for?
I mean, I try to go two, but we can do less. Last week I did an hour and a half because we had the birthday party to go to.
Okay. The only thing is I'm pretty hungry.
I thought that's what you went out for.
I did not. You assumed that's what I went out for.
Oh, you
I
should
just
have
said
got
I
some
was
food.
going out. I just said I was going out for something.
Okay. Well, you need to make better decisions with your life when you're about to stream.
Guess so.
Split to parts. So these eyebrows are separate now. I can select this guy.
Wait, no.
Right there, we got feather. Okay.
Curve modifier.
Why is this doing this? There it is.
So stupid.
Give me your firstborn child.
You
What was he
don't have
gonna
anything
do?
to give? I suppose I'll take your firstborn.
What does he need a child with? Always after the kids. Them German fairy tales. They're always after the kids.
Bro, moms wanted to scare their kids. That's like what the majority of those stories I think were for. It was like scare kids and not go outside after dark.
Mm-hmm. Where'd you say the Slender Man was from?
Online. I'm pretty sure. I think it was one of those things that that they wanted to pass as like one of those like old
Cryptids.
wives' tales sort of things, or
Mhm.
old like scary stories that like moms used to tell their kids and whatnot.
Right.
But it was just an online thing. It
Just an
has
online thing.
no basis in reality. It's just a man in a suit without a face.
So I want the eyebrows to be above these little lines I put in his. You can see them. These little lines here, because I kind of like that. So
It's pretty good.
okay. So
I'm giving him some weird hair.
looks like a horn. What are you talking hair?
It's gonna be hair.
It's a horn.
Yeah, because it's just one big clump.
going to do? I'll duplicate this. I'm going to mirror it. Do the old deformation, mirror. Go to go to geometry, wherever that is. Just that's the geometry. There it is over there. Yeah, like I said, I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. And now I want to mirror and weld that. Boom, we got 2 eyebrows. I'm gonna delete that. I feel like it is like improving my quickness on the tablet. A few things that, like, I've been struggling for years without pressure sensitivity on whatever machine I've been on.
Yeah.
So it's like nice to have the pressure sensitivity.
For sure. I definitely could not have gone as long as I have without that.
Yeah. Oh, we are gonna crook that nose. We're gonna bend that thing up.
Break it in half.
Just bend it. Just bend it a bit. I'm also getting Gargamel vibes.
Yeah.
Off mine.
He does kind of look like.
Good old Pappy Gargamel. Yo, you gotta come see it, right? It looks like Gargamel. Look at him.
Oh yeah,
It does look like Gargamel.
Dude, this is perfect. Hold on.
I love it.
I think I'm gonna give him some gums.
Yeah. That's great.
Glad you liked it. So, like, I see him. He has like a stocking cap sometimes.
Yeah.
Should I start with a cone to make a stocking cap? You think?
Probably.
He's in a dunce hat right now. Yeah. So we're gonna dynamesh that. No, we shouldn't dynamesh that. We should smooth that first. Smooth that.
Okay. Oops. Maybe I should start there. Go back here to stroke. Kind of shorten that curve a little bit.
I can hear them kids in the background.
Yeah.
And the question is, do I hear them through your vent or do I hear them through the other thing?
You probably hear them through the vent. They're pretty loud.
Because I can barely hear them up here. All right, so here's another little trick. I'm gonna give him a little ridge there. So I have this selected. Then I'm gonna go to inflate under deformation. We're gonna inflate that. That's gonna give me a little bit of a ledge there. I'm gonna mess that up a little bit. Make it a little bit higher and lower. Just so it's not just equal all around it. Oh, maybe I'll just undo that. Make it a little bit bigger. And we got a hat. So we actually hear them through the vent on the stream. Yeah. It's all right. Yeah. All right. So he's got his little imp hat. Should I make it bigger? Or do you like the size of that? I feel like it probably.
I think it looks pretty good.
A little bit. And then do I want it sitting back further like that? Yeah, I'm liking it. It's all right.
I am going kind of nuts with this hair.
Make it full screen because I'm just looking through my phone. It's real small. Make them big on your screen though. Like zoom in. So he's gonna have one curly Q in the front. That could double as a clown, by the way. So you may have just made our next immortal clown.
Nice. I'm also gonna have some hairs. I'm actually just gonna do it right now. I'm gonna have some hairs kind of coming like this. Hold on. Gotta make it kind of small. Some hairs kind of coming like this.
Yeah, that works.
What do you think?
Like, are they coming up? Like he combed them forward to cover his bald?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, hold on. I need to turn this off. I need to turn that back to that.
Well, lost my definition in the ears when I remeshed it a bunch of times, so I gotta cut that back in there.
That's why I have not even dedicated any time at all to the ears, except for the basic shape.
Yeah, I mean they're all right. Mine are all right.
That curve did a little dance. Going back to continuous. Okay.
We keep laughing at our own work.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
We're not paying attention to each other's thing. We're just looking at our things. Like we're entertaining ourselves over here.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking about that. I was like, we keep laughing at how silly we're making.
My guy is getting a big old honker of a wart somewhere. I don't know where. I think you just got to do it on the nose.
I think I gotta turn this off if I'm trying to move it. Yeah, I do.
I want to kind of flatten the top of. See if I can flatten the top of the wart. There it is right there. What do you think about that? Is that a good spot for it?
It's as good a spot as any.
It's
Kind of looking like Ebenezer Scrooge too.
yeah, I saw that too. Put a hood on him. He's Gargamel. Hey, he's a little man. he's a little man.
He's a little man.
Is
You
it?
know what? You know what? I could probably extend this a little bit more.
I like the bald face, but then I've also seen him bearded a lot of the times. So, like, I like the chin I got going, so I don't want to cover it up.
Yeah.
But we're
Let's
just
give him a
sketching.
little.
We're just sketching over here, so we'll see what it looks like.
Just gave him a little curl.
He won't look like Ebenezer if I beard him up. But I got to make sure that I don't give him the same. Oh, what did I do there? I don't want to give him the same goatee that I gave the Jin, because like again, I don't want to repeat.
Right. This might be the most interesting hair I've ever done.
Good. I like the fact that I'm not even making his beard straight. His beard's going to be all off. All right, so we're going to invert this. We're going to extrude, extract, bam. So we're going to extract, accept it. He doesn't look like the gas station guy anymore when I had the beard.
And no more gas station guy. Okay, still.
Almost looks like it's like an ice beard at the moment. He could be an angry ice elf.
He's the Ice King.
Could be the Ice King. Should I have okay, as far as like design, right? Should I have it facing the opposite way, the beard blowing the opposite way as the nose, or the same way? I kind of like that, but I think it's too much the same way.
I think opposite, yeah. I think I agree. I'm not even making this guy's eyebrows the same.
There you go.
Some reason to me Rumplestiltskin just seems like a real asymmetric fellow, if you know what I mean.
I mean, like I said, there's nothing to go off of except for he's a little man. You know that if they ever made a figure obscura, they'd have to make the little door. It's a little door.
Yeah, you got to make the little door.
They'd probably do the spinning. They'd probably do a spinning yarn, whatever it is.
Yarn spinner.
Whatever the spinner is.
Pretty sure it's a yarn spinner.
What is happening here? Oh, that's one solid thing. We are going to split those.
I haven't spent nearly enough time on this guy's lips.
Well, this is the sketch phase of it, you know? So it's like, just gotta, what the heck? What the heck? Did I just delete the beard? No. I'll delete this thing. Remember to save, Tristan. All right. I'm only at 2,000 points. That's a lot less than I'm usually at. So okay. So what I found on the ZBrush is if your on iPad, if your mesh count is over 5,000 or 5 million, it will not reopen. Right. I know
I
you
feel like I've
don't.
had stuff over 5 million before.
I think I might have got a 7 to reopen. So anytime, like when I'm doing high detail, like that dragon head, like I couldn't get that thing to reopen.
Well, one
So I
thing
had to save it. I had to save out the individual mesh pieces.
one thing that I've found with ZBrush over time, and it may not be legitimate, but I have noticed a difference. Is like mesh density is it's a really funny thing because like you can have like a simple image or like a simple mesh that is like 5 million polygons, and for whatever reason it will start like chunking and crashing and being like not acting very well, or the performance is not very good, sorry.
Not behaving its, not behaving itself.
Yeah, whatever. But when you have like a mesh that you've like put when you've curated the mesh density to like the level of detail that it is that it really needs. I'm probably explaining this terribly, but it will act better with like the same amount of topology as if like you had as if you'd done the same thing to the simple mesh. But for some reason, the more complex mesh will run better than if you just subdivided a simple sphere like 5 times. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's what I'm
Does it
doing.
does that make any sense? Sorry, that was
Kind of, yeah, I kind of got you.
kind of jumbled.
All right, so we are an hour 38 in. I'm going to try to do a quick color eyes of this guy. So I like to do that in the videos. It just kind of, so that's another thing that your other program that you were talking about does. It does rendering.
Yeah, it looks like it does it pretty well too. Like
And
it's not like amazing, but like it
it's
looks
got
passable.
it's got its own like style. It's got
Yeah.
the like light blooms and stuff on it, so it's like
I mean, again, like it's only $20. I can give you the $20.
I mean, it's fine. Like I don't care. It's like however you want to do it, but I just don't. I don't like learning new stuff, and I feel like I'm already in ZBrush. I might as well just keep on.
See, I'm kind of in a different place with that. It's like I feel like
You're younger than I am. I don't
I
got time to
could
learn new things.
I feel like I could learn something new.
I mean, I say that, but I'm learning new crap all the time. I'm learning this thing. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just like, it's just at one point in time, I was like learning. Okay, I'm going to use something better than this. I'm going to use circle. Hey, how do I get the mask to emanate from the middle? Do I have to drag?
It's a different mask. So if you're using,
So this one, make perfect circle.
yeah,
Boom.
make perfect circle.
Okay. See, look at that. Thanks for your help, Tristan.
Yeah, no problem.
Uh,
That's what I'm here for.
so divide. Look at him with his little irises, his little. All right, so we're going to cover those in white. Fill object. We're going to go to yellow. We're going to go there. And we're going to fill those in with yellow. He had yellow eyes. Okay.
That's what you think.
Do another one. What'd you do there? Stop it.
It's kind of annoying.
Alt. Alt. There we go. Fill object. I mean, we gotta give him. Do you make? I mean, I made him old, so I gotta give him the gray. The gray.
Yeah, my guy's still pretty youthful. He's just eccentric. I feel like I'm making like Drop Dead Fred or something.
You like him? Hey, do you like him with the brown hair?
Yeah,
Or
he
should
looks
I
pretty
do-
good. He looks good with the brown hair.
Okay.
You remember that movie Drop Dead Fred?
Yep, sure do.
Surprised that I know about it.
I am rather surprised that you know about it. Like I know we got a list of things that I want to watch with you, but Drop Dead Fred was not one that I thought. Who'd you watch that with?
Mom.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
What was that?
Drop Dead Fred.
I remember she said she really liked that movie.
Oh, he's getting some yellow, nasty teeth too. Fill that in. Fill object. I don't know. Like the crazy thing is like, you know how you develop styles through your artistic career. Like
Yeah.
I like the cartoony, like non-shaded looks that I put on these things. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's its own thing.
I feel like over time I also have definitely like started adopting a unique style that I'm just kind of now discovering, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. We're definitely gonna give him some purple eyes, like eye bags.
I'm giving my guy some patchy facial hair. Some very patchy facial hair.
All right. First of all, I'm definitely giving him a orange hat. I think I've seen that a bunch of the references. People put him in a brown or orange hat.
I think something I really like whenever I do something, and maybe this is why I gravitate towards more like creatures and like scary things, because like I really like making different little like imperfections.
Well, monsters are fun. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. But
makes sense.
even with just this, right? It's like I'm doing a lot to kind of make this guy like somewhat unattractive and like unappealing in ways. There's like I'm giving him patchy hair, and like he's got like a weird hairdo, and like
You may blow them up again so I can see it.
here, hold on. Yeah, here he is.
That's definitely a clown. We're definitely, dude. That hair is nuts.
Yeah, I know, right?
So after that, do you just dynamesh it into one thing and then figure out?
I could do it that. I could dynamesh it. I could just keep them as the tubes and just detail out the individual clumps.
Okay.
So I haven't really decided which direction I'm gonna go exactly with that, but yeah, I could do either or. I guess maybe I have found a use for the IMM tubes brush.
Hmm.
As I just crap on it. Still, the like the array meshes that I've seen on Nomad, and like the way that they they do that, especially like working with splines, it just looks really really nice, and I feel like I could do a lot with it. Like you can like sculpt on the mesh that's being instanced, and it will repeat the stroke that you made on every instance of the mesh.
Okay.
So like making out like horn patterns or
Mhm.
like or even hair like with like a long streak that goes all the way along it, like that's made so much easier as opposed to on like say ZBrush where you have to actually make the like the line stroke, and at like certain points it will deform because the geometry is shrinking.
Tristan, if we ever want ZBrush to pick us up for sculpting things, you gotta stop talking about Nomad. You're not gonna.
Oh yeah, they're totally uh, at our doorstep with our 0 viewers.
They tell me I gotta be consistent. They tell me I gotta be consistent. So I think I get 14 watches though. I think somebody's sitting down and watching them afterwards. I think in order to get people to come to the channel, right? We got to post videos of just us sculpting little bits here and there. We got
Where is this going to again?
this is on
Uh,
Immortal Collections YouTube.
this is on Mortal Kombat. Well, that is no reason, or no wonder nobody's watching it. We don't drive any traffic to our Facebook page.
No. I posted it in the Mythic Legions Cabal. I posted it
Okay.
on our Facebook and Immortal Collections.
Okay.
I mean, look, I'm trying.
I know. I'm just playing around.
Look, hey,
But
look at his face. Look at his face here. Look at all the.
yeah, man.
Now
He's
he's
got
kind of looking. Now he's kind of looking like a a toothless drunk. The pointy ears. I think I'm gonna put some green in his ear.
No, but I think I know it might be like hard to do, but if we could find a way to like multi-stream on different platforms, I think you have to have better internet service for that though.
Well, it just depends if we're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to keep doing this. Like, this is fun.
Oh, and the other thing is today is like 30 live streams based on the dragon. Like
Oh,
we're
well,
doing the
yeah, that's the other thing.
telethon thing. But that's just the thing. Like our only audience is the Mythic Legions people for the most part. So it's
Well,
just like
and that's why I think streaming on another platform where we can maybe expand our audience a little bit. People that may not necessarily be invested in the Legion's community, but also just in like sculpting and in art in general.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give him like a little bit of stubble.
I'm gonna actually form this to the mesh.
Nope, don't like those. Those are too big. Dude, I got rid of his. How did I get rid of his big old mole? Okay, I got rid of his mole. I don't know how. It's gone.
I don't know how. Let's go.
I'll redraw that in. Oh, gotta turn up my sub. Make that color brown. I'd love to like make little hairs coming out of it. Obviously that won't print, but that would be something to do just for like
I mean, you could have a little hair like coming off that's like attached to the mesh, like something like this, like just this little tiny little hair I put here.
yeah. Dude, you do something and it's just like you automatically like it, or you work on it forever and hate it. And like, I didn't like it within the first 45 minutes, but definitely.
I ain't hating what I'm doing.
Yeah. This will be fun. Like it's just how I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, no, I'm watching it. Got 8 minutes left. So we're going to see Minecraft the movie with Jack Black. I've seen a couple scenes that look real stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It'll be.
I mean, it's a movie for kids, you know. And Jack Black's in it again. Like he's been in everything these days.
No, like he really came back, and I mean, I don't know
It's like 2016.
Well, he came back in. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I don't watch a lot of movies, but like the Goosebumps was the first kid movie he was back in.
Yeah, but he was kind of returning back to music a little bit.
Well,
when I was in college.
Yeah, the funny thing is, he started out in music when I was in college.
Kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe the Pick of Destiny, after they did that one, that was like the last for a little bit.
Yeah. But then he started making movies that were like kind of dedicated to music because that was his thing. Like School Rock.
Well, that was before. That was before the Pick of Destiny.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
All right, I'm gonna just gray up his beard just a little bit just to see how interesting that makes it. Now, when you gray, Tristan, because I'm in my 40s now, and all my friends are graying different ways. You either gray from the middle of your beard. Undo that. Undo that. Why is that not happening?
I love his chin that I just did.
Zoom in. Make it big. Yeah, it's cool. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to gray him up. So, I know yawning on stream. Why is that there? Why is this not happening? Why is this fighting me? All right, fill object. Fill object. Fill out. It's filling object, not the color I want it to be. I got brown selected.
Dang, I really just put this guy together. Like, I feel like he's almost done, dude.
Yeah, my guy's not too far off. I got tertiary details.
I
I'll put
haven't
a
even gotten
texture.
that, actually. Hold on.
I got texture on the cap.
It's like the only thing is like the details in the hair, just like aren't there.
Mm,
Hold on, let's go dynamic.
mesh. All the way up. MRGB. Fill object. Go to white. Z add off. Okay, there we go. Quit whistling on stream.
Sorry. Habit. Yeah, I'm happy with this guy. I think his nose is riding up a little high, but I'm actually kind of okay with it.
All right, make him big.
Okay.
Yeah, sprigs coming off his chin. Are you going to do more of those sprigs, or are you going to leave them like that?
I think for the most part, I'm probably gonna leave them mostly like that. Like, I don't want to go too small because again, like it won't print. But like, I
No,
could probably put some like little details in
I was
there.
saying, I'm
Kind of.
going to do more. Are you going to do more of them?
I don't think I'll do too much more, just because like I want it to be kind of sparse and patchy like that.
Okay,
Like he did a bad shave job and
gotcha.
just gave up.
I gave him a little salt and pepper at his eyebrows.
Let me see, oh yeah, nice.
I think I'll keep the back of his head kind of just little bits.
You get some good strokes in there too, like just like brush strokes.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. A little 20-minute color job.
Probably see if I can knock out these ears real quick.
You got 2 minutes.
I can knock out ears in 2 minutes.
Anyway, this is just us fighting against AI. This is us trying to stay relevant in a world that we feel is trying to pass us by.
Things just keep passing me by. Yeah.
Uh-oh, Jonathan's on. Jonathan's on, and our stream's about over.
Yeah.
Why are you not? Which one you select? Oh, because I'm on the face.
I give him really round ears. I don't think I've given too many characters like overly round ears.
Yeah. It's cool.
This really is just kind of the funnest thing sometimes, is just taking a piece that has no like real direction and just making it up as it goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's something you say you've struggled with in the past, which is just trying to come up with ideas.
Well, I think that's kind of when I'm like trying to come up with like specific ideas, you know. But it's like when I'm just like just doing something that I don't really have to think that much about,
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like it kind of frees me a little bit.
All right, well, that's 2 hours here. We're a little over. I feel like my guy looks like the guy from my work. I feel like it also kind of, it's not looking so much like Ebenezer Scrooge anymore, but I feel like it sort of looks like the witch from Snow White. I feel like I wouldn't have to mess with this too much more to make it the witch from Snow White,
Yeah.
and then from the Disney Snow White, but it also looks like Gargamel. So
Dude,
what's up?
I forgot to mirror for the ears.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Hey, no, my ears aren't mirrored either, actually. So it is what it is. All right. Well, whoever ends up watching this, thanks for watching it, Tristan. We're gonna finish these up. I mean, hopefully, I think my guy's pretty close to being ready to
Yeah,
slap on the printer.
my guy's in a pretty good spot too. I feel like if I just spend a little time on that hair, he'll be good to go.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah, see ya. Thanks.